Got to cut a bunch of hay, so I'm going to be firing that up soon. But we've had a bunch of... Well, it wasn't too hard to get off. Just had to take the lines loose, take a little bracket off there. Well, that's a deep subject. Anyhow, hey Snoop, what you doing jumping on me? We got a lot to do this week. If we're going to have sunshine for 4 or 5 days in a row, I got a bunch of hay I got to cut. I got to, hopefully some of this ground will dry out enough for me to get on. I got to spray manure out here, and either, I don't know if I can just get in heavy enough or if I'm going to plow this. I'd like to plow it, but I'm getting behind now. But like I say, got to cut a bunch of hay. So I'm going to be firing that up soon. But we've had a bunch of rain. We've had a bunch of rain. Oh, does anybody want a nice Impala? It was my parents' car. And it's been sitting for several years, but it ran good. It's only got about 90-some thousand miles on it. It was a police model, special order police package car. If anybody wants that, I'm going to just get the scrap guy to come and get it. But anyway, I sold it once, and they got the title, but I think they lost it, and then they never came and got it. And it's been sitting here more than a year, so maybe I'll sell it again. But anyhow, we had a lot of rain. Look at this rain, geez, here. That there's had 4.5 inches. That's just been in the last week or so. It's a pile of rain, so I'm not going to complain. I'm just telling you that you know the situation. And I got to replace this fence. This fence, the boards on this here fence, it's been on my schedule to replace this fence for 5 years, and I haven't got around to it yet. My supply of round tuits has been depleted somewhat, but I got to do something with it. I got a couple of logs in the woods I got to drag out and take to the sawmill. He said he would saw me out some boards, so I got to do that soon. We got a lot of boards here, but there are no fence boards. Mostly boards for barn siding or wagon bodies, hay wagons. So anyhow, but I got to go to the barn and feed the steers, and like I say, kind of hit the ground running this morning. Get some stuff done. Already fed the chickens and the ducks and myself. That's important. So not gonna get Pop and Johnny going. I don't know. Put a couple ram bales in the barn here for bedding. Got a couple of old ones. So before I spread the manure, I'll let the cows kind of marsh them up and put them in to the manure, and then it'll be nice for the fields to have that in there, and some more organic matter. So anyway, cattle like their breakfast. They get excited running back and forth from trough to trough. I've been doing chin-ups on this board here because I cleaned it out. I can't hardly reach it. I don't know if I can jump up there and grab it or not. Especially with my feet getting a little wet in the floor. Oh yeah, we got knocked down 3 fields, tedded out 2 of them. So I guess I'm done fooling with hay for today. Got some work on popping Johnny I got to do, so maybe I'll go around there and see about that. Well, we're back here to work on popping Johnny. Got a couple things I got to do. I want to back it out so I can get some better access to the sediment bowl. Where it's sitting, it's kind of hard to get around that side, and with the loader in the position it's in. So I got to start it up and back it out, but I can't get the starter to engage. Press down on the button, or whatever you want to call it, that you push down with your foot, and it doesn't do anything. And it gets that way from time to time, I don't know. So I got to take the plate off the bottom that covers up where the starter and everything is, and see what's what. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. Yeah, here's the plate I got to take off. So I'll get to doing that, I guess. I'm kind of thinking that when all the oil got diluted, that when I started, the level was so high it overflowed and came out and went everywhere, because it was just pouring out of this flywheel shield, and this opened up into there, and I think it might have got a bunch of residue, oily, gassy residue on the electrical contacts. So I might take things apart and clean that up and see what's what. Yeah, it looks like that there got a bunch of stuff all over it. A bunch of oily, gassy residue will be on everything. So yeah, I don't know why the on this tractor, on the 520, the pedal you stomp down on this tractor to engage the starter, sometimes it gets, I don't know, a hiccup in it or something. It just, you stomp as much as you want, nothing happens, and then you can come back a half hour later and it's just fine. And I never could understand what was what and why it acts like that. But the one on the 50, it's got a totally different feel to it, and it works every time. So I don't know what the difference is, but let me get this to pieces and clean things up. And I didn't bring a daggone Phillips. I brought 3 different screwdrivers, but none of them are Phillips. I don't know, I must have updated the screws in there. Anyway, I gotta get out. Now I gotta climb out once anyway. All right. Well, I can use my I can use my multi-tool Phillips to get it out, but I'm just too darn lazy to get up and get one. So I'm using this here Phillips on my multi-tool. To get this one loose, I'll be able to use my tiny little adjustable wrench that I always carry in my pocket. I don't know, it's like a 4-inch wrench, or what does it say on there? 4, yep, it's a 4-inch wrench. So comes in handy for these little things every once in a while. Yep. Yeah, it looks like everything covered with oil. This thing here is all oily inside. Let me get her cleaned out. That looks more better. A lot cleaner, and you can actually see the metal underneath of what was a coating of oil. So hopefully we'll be able to make some contacts with this thing. Might have to blow it out a couple more times. I still see some oily residue in there. Well, I should have showed you on camera, but I didn't. It started up and I backed them out. I got to take the sediment bowl off of there, and that should not look black. So I got to take that off, and I guess put the new diaphragm up in the thing. Yeah, this is just, there's oil getting into the gas. And it's got to be coming from a bad diaphragm in that little apparati up there. So guess I'll work on that. Well, it wasn't too hard to get off. Just had to take the lines loose, take a little bracket off there, and unscrew it. Got to take this off, and this diaphragm's up under there, and then I'll one of them's, I guess the bottom one's got a hole in it, so allowing gas to mix, or the oil under pressure to mix with the gas. So, and vice versa. Evidently. So, remember we had a little oil leak underneath the dash, leaking down there. Must have been from the oil line going up. I thought I would investigate that. Maybe I need to put a new gauge in if it's leaking out the gauge or something. So let's see what's going on there. Well, there's oily all around the thing, but I can't see where it was coming from, so I don't know what exactly to do. Guess I'll take the whole gauge out. I ought to get another one anyway. Actually, it kind of just feels like the nut was no longer tight holding the line on there, so I'm just going to tighten that back up and let the good times roll for right now. 'Cause I ain't got a whole lot of time to fix a bunch of stuff on here. Well, I fed the steers and the cows in the field. I've been getting them used to coming up in the barn in case I want to sell them. I think it's almost time for supper. I'm heading inside. I'll catch you fellas another time. Tomorrow is another day. I'll probably come back out after supper, but I ain't gonna put none on film or tape or record any with this digital recordation stuff or whatever. So I'll say good night. Bye.